tonight in west suburban Broadview, Illinois, nestled between Westchester and Bellwood and Maywood, and at the center of ICE enforcement and tense protests. And as you can see behind me tonight, it's quiet, just a handful of protesters hanging out by fencing that is blocking the street from an abandoned warehouse that ICE has used as a detention facility over the past several weeks. Now let's catch you up on the very latest. The Illinois State Police, the Emergency Management Agency, and Cook County Sheriff's Office have set up what they're calling a joint unified command. So they're coming in. They're going to be police officials here monitoring the situation 24/7 now. Quote, the Unified Command is setting up designated areas where people can safely exercise their rights, which will support the safety of the public and ensure vehicular traffic can safely access the roads in the area. The goal of the Unified Command is to protect the health and safety of all individuals, including nearby Broadview residents and businesses, enable the peaceful expression of First Amendment rights. The agencies involved in this operation will neither assist nor obstruct enforcement of federal immigration statutes in compliance with state and federal law. As you know, Illinois has the Trust Act, which means that local police cannot assist immigration agents in their immigration enforcement. So what's going to happen here is this road, there are going to be concrete barriers set up here to open up the road for car traffic, but then to the side, each side, protesters will be in what's called a quote-unquote free speech zone. They will be able to exercise their First Amendment rights. As you know, things have grown heated at times where ICE agents have used rubber bullets, tear gas, and other chemical munitions to try and quell some of the protests that have turned more, let's say, violent. And it set this sleepy community on edge. This morning, we visited businesses and residents and asked them what this has done to their normally quiet town. Residents nearby along 25th Street say the tear gas has traveled to their backyards and even into their homes, especially the last several Fridays when protests and clashes with ICE turned into all-out chaos. Others further away say their neighborhoods are still calm, except for the constant presence of helicopters overhead. Marina lives blocks from the ICE detention site and says she joined the protests after an ICE agent allegedly cut her off while driving, forcing her into oncoming traffic.
He was up ahead of me. I was behind him like this. We're waiting at the light. And next thing you know, he cuts me off and swerves into me that puts me onto oncoming traffic for no reason. I didn't know what was the purpose of that.
She says the activity has been the worst later in the week.
We don't get this much attention. You know, we're a very quiet community, and I mean, I wish it was good press, good attention that we were receiving, but it's like enough is enough too.
Broadview is a largely industrial town, full of warehouses and logistics centers. It has a population just under 8,000, mostly African American. Nearby on Roosevelt, a bustling business district. Nikki Bakele owns Kinfolk, a collective consignment shop. She says the unrest has roiled what is normally a sleepy bedroom community.
Broadview is a family town, you know. It is a predominantly black, educated, middle-class family town, and there are a lot of older adults. And so they come in, they like to go for their walks in this community. The older people, they're couples, and so sometimes they just stop in and talk with me. And I just find it unfortunate because we are all humans, you know, we are all humans, and I think that everybody just deserves the decency to be able to live in their communities. People work hard, you know, in order to take care of their families and to have something decent.
Do you blame more the protesters or the ICE agents for their tactics for causing this commotion?
I blame them because their way how they're handling things is not necessary. I feel like it's more because of how they've been treating the protesters and the supporters. I feel like that's why we keep getting more attention and more people coming, because they're angry.
Other residents complain of traffic blockages and vehicles parked on residential streets, anxious about what's to come as the week draws down to a close. And we do expect more activity tomorrow. Fridays have typically been very busy here. As we said, it's quiet right now. And these concrete barriers will be up for the free speech zones. One little anecdote about that. We saw Cook County Department of Transportation flatbed trucks with these concrete barriers. They came here, they were all ready to set them up, and then they realized they're the wrong size. So they took them back and they said they're going to be back later this evening to set up the correct barriers to create these free speech zones. Now, earlier, a protest group called Common Defense, this is a group of veterans protesting these ICE actions. They came together to talk about the arrest of a 70-year-old veteran and protester who they say was mistreated by ICE. Joni Lum picks up that part of our coverage.
Veterans and legal experts called on federal agents to stop harassing peaceful protesters here, especially after an Air Force veteran was pushed down and arrested. It happened Saturday. 70-year-old Dana Briggs, seen at the fence outside the building, announced he was a veteran and denounced the actions of the federal agents working immigration enforcement. He was pushed, fell down, and in trying to hand off his phone to another protester, slapped an agent with his arm. He now faces federal charges. Local veterans say the agents firing on the public appear to be untrained.
2 weeks ago, I was grabbed, bruised, and shot with pepper spray, and then tear gas with canisters, simply for helping another peaceful protester. Last week, snipers on the top of the building flooded the entire block, not only against peaceful protests, clergy, but also neighbors and children.
This is yet another example of what continues to be a growing trend of ICE and supporting federal agencies escalating violence against peaceful protesters simply exercising their First Amendment rights.
During the news conference, another protester claimed his rights are being violated. He tried to overpower the speakers with his voice.
Throw ice on you, you have people who chase you and try to swing at you. That's violent.
So let's not.
That's not violent. That's not peaceful.
So this is an agitator, and he's been coming here and hurting people and screaming at people.
Dana Briggs was advised not to show up outside the Broadview ICE facility since there is a pending legal case. Joni Lum, Fox 32, Chicago.
And when we come back after the break, we have an exclusive one-on-one with the mayor. Katrina Thompson, in her third term, says she never imagined that her tiny community would be at the center of a firestorm. That's right, when we come back.